Welcome to our podcast, Surviving AP Seminar 101. I'm Cassie.
I'm Sophie.
And I'm Jaden.
And today we're going to be talking about some who we are, why we picked the class, some tips and tricks, and some advice. Episode 1 is our introduction. Okay, Sophie, Jaden, what's the first word you think of when you think of AP Seminar?
When I think of AP Seminar, I think of the word responsibility because you have to be very responsible with everything that you're given. You're given a bunch of resources and time to yourself, which you really need to take responsibility of in order to get a good grade in this class.
Nice. Okay, you, Jaden?
For me, it would definitely be accountability because you do need to take accountability for your time management and everything like that. And it's not like a class where you don't end up doing something and you just can blame it on the teacher because she really does give you enough time and enough of sources to just, get through it. So you have to just kind of again, take accountability for what you do in that class.
What about you, Cassie?
Great question. My word was to prioritize because it's really important in this class, it's really important to make sure you're on top of your work. And it can take a backseat to other classes that have more pressing issues, but it's really important to prioritize certain essays, certain presentations, and to just really focus in on those. Okay, next question. Why did we take this class? Sophie, Jaden?
Well, I took this class because I heard that it would just do really well on my transcript and that it wasn't as hard as any other AP classes, and also for the AP testing, it isn't, as hard as everything else. So
okay.
Yeah, I took it because it really interested me, and the older classmates above me told me a lot about it, and it sounded fun.
For me, I took the class because I like writing and researching, and it seemed a lot more interesting than the alternative, which was more literature based and in an actual 10th grade level class. Okay, what's some advice that we can give future incoming freshmen that want to go into AP Seminar, and what's some tips or tricks that we learned along the way that could really help them going into the semester?
Some tips and tricks that I've realized not maybe early on, but I would, give to the upcoming sophomores and freshmen or, whoever's taking this class, is that time management is, crucial. Mm-hmm. So for me, though, I would make sure I just try to get everything, whatever it's the essay or your presentation, everything, I would really manage your time if it's the essay plus a presentation, spend a week on your essay and then, spend 2 over the weekend on your presentation. So and just try to get done as early as you can than everybody else, because then you have that time to really just fix up any mistakes you see before you go and present or, go and submit it to College Board. So
I totally agree on that. On time management, it's really important to just make sure you're managing your time proactively instead of it's really easy to just sit around in the class and do nothing.
Also, I'd say to be aware that you will have to work with other people and make sure that you are okay with that, and also make sure that you're okay with speaking in front of other people, because that is the main thing about this class is presenting, and you can do it by yourself and you also get to do it with other teammates, but you have to be able to work together well with other people.
Having Miss Roberts' class specifically, I feel like it was, if she wouldn't pair you up with someone that you didn't want to be paired up with, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's also a very diverse group that when you were paired up with, you had to work with them too. And also going off what Sophie said about presenting, that's so crucial. I think there's about one presentation that you do in front of the whole class by yourself, and just being able to get up there and say confidently, know that you did a good job, is so crucial to how well you're going to do in this class. And also just being prepared to know you can do well.
Yeah, and also learning about your other teammates, their strengths and weaknesses, so you guys can do the best together. For example, if one person's better at designing and the other person is better at writing.
I would also say, though, when, you're obviously going to be presenting soon and stuff, just make sure you really know your note cards well.
Oh, yeah.
Make sure that you know your topic well. Don't be going in, making the topic, and not knowing about it. You need to make sure that you understand it and that you can speak from it and speak about it without even needing your note cards.
Very prepared.
Yeah.
Very prepared.
Totally agree.
Because we also have some, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another huge tip is to just really communicate with your teacher. If you have Miss Romberg, which hopefully you do, it's very easy to communicate. She's very understanding, and honestly, it just clears so much air and there's not much wondering. Just talk to her.
Yeah, I agree. it's very important to have a good relationship with your teacher in that way, because if anything goes wrong, then she can help you no matter what, and she will. We love Miss Romberg.
Yes. Another tip that I would say, though, is just make sure you turn your work in on time, because I had an incident where, you know, I didn't submit the winter homework and my grade went from a 100% an A to like a B minus, because we don't do a lot of assignments, and when we do them, they're very heavily weighted. So when you miss out on turning in a specific assignment or like miss points on that assignment, your grade will go down a lot.
Agreed.
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in for episode 1, How to Survive AP Seminar. A big thanks from
Cassie.
Sophie.
and Jaden. We're out.
Peace out.